Welcome back to Startup Street. Science-backed skincare brand Deconstruct has reported a 10x surge in revenue for FY25, along with achieving double-digit EBITDA profitability. The brand is now setting its sights on 500 crore rupees in annualized net revenue by FY26. And to walk us through what's fueling this momentum and what's next for Deconstruct, I'm now joined by its founder and CEO, Malini Adapureddy. Malini, welcome to Startup Street, and congratulations on an outstanding year, a 10x revenue jump and EBITDA profitability. Tell us, what were the key drivers behind this breakout year for Deconstruct?
Thanks, Shruti, for having me on this program. So I think firstly, what actually helped us to this growth is like crazy amount of focus that we've actually done on everything. So we've always had around 40 SKUs, but then we actually took a step back and said that, okay, let's just focus on maybe 3 to 4 of them to grow. Focus on resources that are being utilized internally as well. Focus on using tools, data, and tech to kind of get a lot more or a better output, and focus also on channels. So we were actually going out on all the channels. So we just took a step back and said, let's just concentrate on 4 to 5 of them, and let's just grow the brand on channels that will kind of with this focused growth on SKUs, understanding the consumer very, very well. So we just went forward with it. So I would rather say just one word that's kind of helped us to, get to this space is definitely focus, and doing more with fewer products, fewer, channels, and very sharp positioning on the target group as well.
Okay, clearly the strategy has worked out for you. You've touched 200 crore rupees in annualized net revenue and are now aiming for 500 crore rupees by FY26. Malini, what is the strategy to get there? Will it come from product innovation, deeper market penetration, or something else?
Sure. I think product innovation or product, being obsessed with product as a DNA has always existed for us as a brand, and probably that's the reason why the brand got received very well by the consumers. That's something definitely we will be putting a lot of resources, we'll be putting a lot of time on as we go forward, because I feel that's the base, that's the table stakes for us to get to the next level for sure. And we will definitely be putting in a lot of monies over there. Second is on channel expansion. Now, like last year, we've talked about how we actually went very, very focused on channels. Now going forward, I think 2 of the things which we have not explored until now is something we'll be doing a lot more of. Is one is expanding into the offline retail. That is something we have not touched. And number 2 is expanding into international markets. So these are the 2 things, which we will be doing a lot more on, and basically what will fuel the growth.
Absolutely, and we'll discuss the global ambitions in just a bit. But tell us, how do you consistently identify strong product market fit with customer acquisition costs coming down and marketing ROI improving? What's working for you in today's crowded D2C landscape?
I can't actually stress the importance of being obsessed with the product and the product quality, every product, every batch that comes out. So that's definitely a must, I would say, and that's something we've maintained and we got the consumer love. Secondly is basically knowing your target group very well, who are you positioning your product for? While we are a science-backed brand which talks a lot on efficacy, but what makes us stand apart in this crowded market is that a promise of being effective while also being gentle. And that promise comes out in every product of ours. And we also know who's the target group who actually needs something that's just not effective while also being gentle. We know that target group also sharply.
You recently raised 65 crore rupees from marquee investors, included L'Oreal's Bold, VC, and V3 Ventures. Now, what does this fresh capital enable in terms of product and market expansion?
Sure. So I think from a product innovation perspective, as I said, opening up a lot more labs, doing extensive testing, more testing than what we have done before on our products, and of course also launching newer categories. Number 2, as I talked about, is international expansion and offline retail. These both channels are going to be more capital intensive. So these are the 2 places where largely the monies will be going into.
Okay. Malini, with global beauty giants now backing emerging brands, what does L'Oreal's validation mean for Deconstruct? And is an acquisition a possibility down the line?
So definitely L'Oreal's VC arm Bold investing in us is a great validation that we are on the right track. That we are doing the right things. That's something not to take away from that's been really helpful for us as well internally as a marker that okay we have been doing things the right way. From an acquisition perspective, I think the market for beauty and personal care India has just started happening, and we are riding on that early wave. And as I said, we just work with 3 SKUs, hero SKUs at this point in time. The idea is to go deeper into the market, penetrate more into the market, and think of any other plans, for the future with respect to acquisition for sure.
All right, one final question before I let you go. Like you mentioned, you're eyeing global markets. What's your approach to international expansion? Will you replicate your India model or tailor it for each market? And what are the markets that you're eyeing?
So we're yet to focus on which markets will be going forward, but then we are seeing early signs that a lot of markets require D2C brands, require
Yes.
like D2C brands to focus on that very fast evolving consumer need. So we'll definitely target those markets where there is a dearth of D2C brands. And absolutely right, the way we go forward in each of these markets will be very, very different because the consumer is very different. The kind of products we need to be targeting each of these markets will be very different. And the channels will be launching products in these markets will be very different. So given that everything is very, very different, we need to have a very focused go-to-market strategy in each of these countries.
All right, with that, it's time for me to wrap up our discussion. But many thanks and wish you the very best for all your aggressive growth plans.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you so much.
With that, it's curtains down on this edition of Startup Street. More news and updates coming up on the other side.